Yes, I'm Sally Uren and I'm the CEO of Forum for the Future. So in terms of the key challenges that we are focused on at Forum for the Future, there are really three of these challenge areas, and in no particular order. One is called sustainable nutrition, where we're trying to focus on specific leverage points that could transform the food system to become sustainable. And we have a big project in that space focused on alternative protein, on alternative animal feed, and lots of other activity. We then have a challenge area called sustainable value chains and livelihoods, where we are working both in partnership with leading players, but also in collaboration to really try and ensure that value chains are sustainable. And that's where we have projects such as Cotton 2040, looking at mainstream sustainability in cotton. Also a project looking at net positive man-made cellulosic fibres. How might man-made cellulosics be part of a net positive economy? And then the third area, obviously a really critical area, is how do we stay below 1.5 degrees centigrade by the end of this century? And that's where we have some work looking at just transition and a whole range of other activity, really looking at how we can get a rapid transition to a low or carbon positive economy. And then we have themes that run across those challenge areas. Probably the one that I'd pay attention to most right now is regenerative agriculture. So we have a number of projects looking at how can we scale regen ag practices, because that obviously delivers climate benefits, nutrition benefits, and also livelihood benefits. In terms of the intersection between nature-based solutions and biotechnology and the bioeconomy, I do think this is really interesting because both the bioeconomy and nature-based solutions really recognise the interdependency of the more formal economy, but also our planetary boundaries. So in other words, they really recognise that planetary health equals economic health. And I think the more that we understand that connectivity between planetary health and economic health and human health, and really design at those interconnected points for change, then the greater the chance we'll have of delivering the Sustainable Development Goals. And so for me, nature-based solutions have huge potential to really drive transformative change in ways that provide economic prosperity, but within environmental boundaries. You ask about how do we secure a transition to a circular economy or a circular bioeconomy, and what are the systemic changes we need to focus on? And obviously that's a really big question. I would say, though, that there are very specific leverage points we need to focus on, but simultaneously. So in other words, there are a number of levers that we can pull that if we pulled them together, I think we'd scale the circular economy. And these levers include scaling new business models, so ensuring that financial capital flows to the scaling of these innovative new business models that underpin the circular economy. They also include supportive policy frameworks. So often we see that one of the barriers to scaling circularity is the underlying policy framework. And then the third lever will be broader financial mechanisms. How do we get the investment required to scale the circular economy? And then I think there's a fourth really important lever, which is a much more soft lever, if you will. But that's really the behaviors and the mindsets that we really use when we look at the potential of the circular economy. And I think there's a really important shift that we need to make, which is to really understand that actually without a circular economy, we already struggle to deliver the ambition of sustainable development. And so adopting a mindset where we see the full potential of the circular economy means that I think we'll stand a greater chance of delivering it. So in other words, I think we need to pull a range of financial, policy and behavioural levers to really scale the potential for the circular economy.